I don't know how it's possible, but Epic Games somehow managed to ruin Fortnite Chapter 5 2 weeks before it even comes out. Now, for those who've been living under a rock and have no idea what I'm talking about, Epic Games has come up with a decision to limit our use of our cosmetics that we've paid for in certain creator-made Fortnite islands. So any Fortnite creative island that's been rated E10 or lower looks like you're not going to be able to use certain skins like Meow Skulls or that monster Will Smith or Stoneheart. See, we here at Epic Games want to make sure that Fortnite is a safe environment for the children, that we're not exposing them to any dangerous ideas or harmful or provocative characters or anything that might be too frightening. We want safe, kind, friendly skins like Michael Myers to be allowed in any creative map across the board. I literally feel like we're living in the darkest timeline right now. Like, what is actually happening? I don't know what it is with Fortnite, but every time they start doing something good, every time the community is in good spirits, we're having fun again. We just came out of the backlash of all this nonsense with the layoffs and Donald Mustard leaving. It looks like Epic Games is finally on the up and up with OG, and then they do this. Epic, I love you guys. I appreciate the things that you've done for me as a content creator, what you've done for my friends, the opportunities that you provide for us, but someone has to speak up about this. And I know I'm not the only person. I'm not trying to moral grandstand here, but when something doesn't make sense, it needs to be talked about. Believe it or not, I was one of the creators that was affected by this change. I have a map that is based upon the Terminator movies, and wouldn't you know it, one of my favorite Terminator skins is unusable on the island because it has guns? It has bullets or grenade shells on it? To show you how stupid it is, let me just ask a simple question here. Do you honestly think Epic is going to prevent children from seeing or even buying these skins in the Fortnite item shop? That's right, we're really concerned about children being too exposed to violence in a video game that's rated T for teen, and the goal is to eliminate 99 other people on an island so you can be the last man standing while using grenades, guns, and all sorts of other goofy items to kill your opponents. If this is such a big deal, why did you have so many mature IPs that are thrown in here in the first place? What if a little kid gets curious about Rick and Morty or Invincible? Which, by the way, I'm so excited for the Invincible collab, but part of my enthusiasm is shot because I'm probably not going to get to wear the immortal back bling because it's his decapitated head on the back of one of the characters. That's hilarious, and for anybody who's watched the show, you know why. But I guarantee you it's not going to be allowed for islands with those lower ratings. See, anytime I see a collab like that in Fortnite, it must indicate that there's a large adult player base for the game. A good portion of the players must be either teenagers or young adults or older adults that enjoy this game that would also be the target demographic of something like Invincible so they could sell a worthwhile amount of skins. But apparently all this now has to be thrown out the window because we're so worried about children's safety, which quite frankly, if I'm being transparent, I call BS on. Like, this virtue signaling corporate move is so cringy to me. And I honestly don't know if it's because they're necessarily trying to virtue signal or if it's because they're just scared from all the legal issues that they've had over the last few years. YouTube went through a similar issue with the adpocalypse a few years ago. It's like, because you guys decided to take things a little too far and took advantage of children, that means I have to suffer now as a supporter and player of your game. They're retroactively censoring skins, which in many cases aren't even that harmful. And if I'm being totally honest, this ruins the experience of buying skins, and it's not just me that feels this way. When someone like iTalk, who has bought damn near every cosmetic in the game and has spent the last 4 to 5 years dedicating his life to covering Fortnite cosmetics, says, I don't want to buy anymore, that should raise a couple of concerns. And I can understand why he wouldn't. Now every time I go into the item shop, I have to sit here and wonder, damn, am I really going to be able to rock this thick Fortnite skin? Or is this gonna get taken away from me? Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. They did say that over the course of the next year, they were gonna be making it to where most of the skins that are currently restricted are gonna be usable in all Fortnite platforms or all Fortnite game modes. The key word there is most. What does most mean? Which skins are not gonna be allowed? Why can't it just be all of them? Why are you limiting the use of cosmetics in a game that's meant for older people anyway? Also, more importantly, why is it Epic's responsibility to monitor this? Why isn't it the responsibility of the parents to, well, be good parents? If I'm a parent, it's my job to monitor what my child consumes. If I'm active in my child's life, this shouldn't be a problem. And although Fortnite is far more tame than the average video game, I can still understand why some parents wouldn't want their children to play it until they got a little bit older, like maybe 10 years old. There are some mature themes and mature concepts that exist within this franchise, but to make the older players that value and support your game, that are fans of this game that have invested a lot of time and money into it and say, no, you don't get to use your skins that you paid for with your hard-earned money. Something about that just seems a little off to me. Now, the other part of this equation is this only affects people that want to go into creative playlists, right? Like, it doesn't affect the BR. You can use any skin you want in the main game, the Battle Royale. Kind of. So by now, most people know we're getting a live event in a couple of weeks. Well, it looks like said live event is going to be rated E for everyone, which means you're not going to be able to use the restricted cosmetics in the live event. Literally, the cornerstone of Fortnite, the thing that attracts the most people at one time, the thing that can unify every sub-community of Fortnite in one place. You're going to restrict their access to what items that they've purchased that can be used in-game. It seems like such an obvious L to me. There are certain characters that are integral to the story that people can't go into a round and use because they're deemed as inappropriate. The bigger picture to all of this is what impact will this have on Fortnite Chapter 5? This is a very crucial time for Epic Games, so much so that Fortnite Chapter 5 internally is marked as a must-succeed initiative. They're banking everything on Fortnite OG and Fortnite Chapter 5. Fortnite OG will definitely be a success, but Fortnite Chapter 5 is a little up in the air. I know that there's a lot that they're putting into this with the Lego collab and all that, but the core game, the Battle Royale, needs to remain fun. The loot pool has to be very well balanced, and hopefully it'll be similar to OG. We're gonna need frequent updates on the map to keep people interested, and most importantly, we're going to need frequent live events. But if you're dampening the fun that people can have not only in creative playlists, but in the live events, it's going to hurt your game. And ironically, the way you make the most money is through cosmetics, but you're incentivizing people not to spend as much money on your cosmetic library. The question that's on my mind is, was this really necessary? Did you guys have to do this legally? Were you required as a corporation to start doing this with your video game? And if so, why is Fortnite the only video game that has to do this? I don't see Call of Duty or Apex or Overwatch having to do anything like this, so why is it that Fortnite has to with their cosmetic system? One of the driving forces and the main reasons why Fortnite is fun is because the cosmetic system is one of the best ever. Once you built up a good collection of skins, it's fun to start mix and matching different sets together. And to top it off, because this is a third-person game, you can see everything that you've bought. But now it seems like that's gone to waste, like the thousands of dollars that we spent are now being limited with where we can use it. I understand that Epic wants Fortnite to be this greater metaverse, and I'm not necessarily opposed to that for the sake of the longevity of the game. But at the same time, it seems like a lot of decisions that are made around Creative 2.0 seem to hurt the player base. Not to mention, you're at a place right now where you're trying to earn the trust back of the community, and I think you did a really good job by introducing Fortnite OG to get a lot of old players back to the game, but now you're going to hurt your player base by not allowing them to fully utilize their skins, even though they're of age. It's the equivalent of me walking into a bar, buying a drink, and the bartender saying like, hey, you can't drink that here because there's children around, but I bought it. Yeah, you did, but there's kids here. And then at the same time, a 9-year-old walks up to the bar and is still able to not only see the full drink menu, but actually purchase a drink for themselves because their parent was standing with them. Like, why? Make sure that this is limited access to children or the demographic that you're the most concerned about. But for the players that are old enough and smart enough to make their own decisions, let us have full access to the cosmetics that we spend our hard-earned money on so we can fully support your game. This is the only game where you can have all these different characters from all these different TV shows in one place. But if you're gonna limit my use of my purchases, it makes it really hard for me to justify continuing spending money on the game. And at the end of the day, I know you guys want to make money, and I know that we as the community want to have fun. So please figure out a new workaround for this, because right now, this isn't it.